Okay, guys, let's get started. This is Elliott Wave Sage. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So today was the big day with Nvidia earnings release, and let's take a look at what happened. So we started selling off early. I think the market makers did not want that to happen. I think there was a black swan with this accounting scandal at Supermicro that where they essentially, you know, did not release their annual report after the short seller uh, you know, um, thesis paper that was put out the day before, making these allegations, and then the next day they retract, they don't submit the report, making it almost seem like they're guilty, and it gave like massive credibility to the short seller, statements. So the started everything started to unravel, and I believe the market makers did not want that to happen, but it did, and it was too late. So tech broke its pivot, and then once that happened, the VIX broke higher, and then the market revealed where it wanted to go, lower. So Nvidia earnings followed that trajectory lower, and now the question is what comes next. So Dow Jones, this is a tough situation for the Dow Jones. So we're looks like we're finished this fifth wave. Here you have a three-wave move here. So this looks, really weird for a five, but then right at this point here, yeah, I could have a 1-2. So I'll put that as an impulse and call it finished here, breaking this high barely. But we didn't really get enough extension off the high, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a shallow pullback to maybe 40,004, maybe so another 700, 600 points lower, and then a reversal to finish before we get the really catastrophic drop. And the reason I think this could happen is there's a lot of cyclical stocks that show more upsides needed before we get a drop like this, like the silver, metal, the miners, uranium. They look incomplete. They look like they need more upside. So the Dow Jones more than likely will be supported. Maybe we could fill this gap, but that's what I'm seeing play out. That's what I'm seeing play out here. SPY looks like we peaked. We did not make a new high. We definitely have 5 up. So this pullback is a buyable dip. It should be a buyable dip for more upside. But how deep is it going to go? Well, right now it looks like it did do a flat correction. Here you don't really have the 1-2. So it looks like we're in a flat. So it's going to do something just like this is what I'm thinking. So we have a 5 and then a rally, a relief rally that should fail for the big drop to define the correction probably next week at some point. That's what it looks like here. If we were to come out of this and make a new high, then this would be 5 in a 1 in a 2, very shallow 2, and then of course 3, 4, 5 up to our targets. So it's very important level if you're bearish to be below now. So the triple Qs have broke down just like we suspect it would, and even after hours it's down almost another percentage point, and there's no reason to think that this isn't a count, so we'll just keep going with it until we're proven otherwise. As long as we're below this downtrend, which we can draw now, the market and the technology sector should continue lower as long as we're below 485.77. It looks like this could be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a little relief rally, and then boom. The other is it could be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and just drop hard tomorrow. We just don't know. The IWM peaked here in A, and now we're in B. This is probably going to be very erratic and hard to define, but we'll need to let it play out more. Bitcoin did have a little bit of follow through here to confirm a lower low, so this should also introduce more downside later. This could be 3 waves with a connector for another another move down, another connector, and then another move down. Just grinding lower. Oil turned lower, and again, very dangerous setup in energy. Don't want to get uber bullish here. Looks like we'll have another 5 down here, and then another rally, and then maybe this would be the big bearish move in the market we're all waiting for. Now gold does show more upside. Should be entering a wave 3 soon. Silver as well. In fact, silver could have bottomed in 2 today. There is a chance that that may be the low. We had a lot of good RSI reset here. There is also possibility it bounces and fails for a cleaner setup. We just don't know, but I still like it to 35. So as long as silver is below 35, I don't think the big market catastrophe can happen yet. And that's why I'm still bullish on some of these corrections here, because there's stocks that show that they have incomplete cycles that need more upside now. That needs to happen. That's why I think the SPY will do something like this. The Dow Jones will do something like this. The triple Qs is still bearish, but maybe it could go down and rally hard while those make new highs and then fall. We'll have to wait and see. But I think obviously technology is the most bearish. And of course the IWM needs this pump. A lot of the small caps are way oversold. A lot of the meme stocks have just been speeding down. They're going to need a relief rally. They're not going to just go to zero. So this supports more upside in the Russell to allow that to happen. Then the dollar index should continue lower here and just keep grinding this out. Almost get into our buy area, get in there. When we do enter this area, then it's at risk of a major reversal higher, which would probably be a big market decline. The Japanese yen is still stuck searching for direction. Once we break this low, I think the carry trade part 2 fiasco will happen again. The 20-year still trying to make that move lower, and the 10-year. The VIX had a little bit of that breakout today. What we need to know, is it a false move, another false start, or is this the real deal? Again, we're outside the wedge. It does look like we had the W, the X, and the Y finished here. Finished like that. We erased divergence. So that does look like the major low. And now we're pushing higher in a 1 in some kind of 2 wave off this low. And then we should continue higher. This too could be set here and may need time to play out. If we do get a 3 wave like move here, I'd like to go long the VIX again in this setup if we can get something like this against this low at 1534. So that would be the UVIX. Again, this box is not longer valid. This would be the UVIX pushing higher. But if we could get a 3-wave connector here, we look to want to buy the UVIX in B if we can get a clean setup. There's always a possibility it's just going to go vertical tomorrow. We just don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so that is what is going on in the market. Let's just look at Nvidia real quick and just circle back at that stock here for Nvidia. So Nvidia was the big news event. I was telling people what to expect was going to be erratic price action where we would drop and then come up and then crash. Would be like that type of move, like real erratic, but that's how the sequence should play out. If I'm looking at it right. So we have the move down. So tomorrow I think there's a big chance of the counter trend move up that should fail at some point, and then boom, then it's everything game over. That's what I'm thinking. I think a lot of people already think it's in some kind of peak here, but because of this structure here, I think this is a bigger connector wave, and I would be looking for the market maker trickery here. Market makers playing games with your calls and puts and traders where you finish this ABC here and we get Y, and then we get this big move here, and that could also coincide with technology here, making a fifth wave down, and then counter trending back up to 480, right? Because this could easily be this. And then we do this big counter trend move, and boom. So just watch for that. So a lot of people are like in full bear mode. I just want to go max short now. Watch out for this two wave to get you out. But this could also be a great short setup if it happens. So that could be a play on SQQ, UVIX, VIX, you name it. But we'll have to see if this is what's going to happen tomorrow. Very interesting. Wouldn't be surprised to see something like this play out. We'll wait and see. And again, futures is a little different look, but the same idea. And in fact, 5 should be finishing up right around where we are right now, if that's the case. And we should be finding buyers soon to reverse. Just mentioning it. Okay, that's the market update for those who are interested in it. Let's go to your super chats. And again, I'm going to be moving. I'll be out of town for a while, so last live stream's tomorrow. So get your questions answered. Let me know what's on your mind. I'll be on Twitter active as much as I can next week. And if you're not on Twitter following me, I really recommend doing that because you do miss a lot of my communications. I do a lot more outside the live stream. All right, let's go to Khaled, your questions. Back to Sava, and like I said, I think the short-term direction of the market is a counter trend bounce and then a really big push lower, maybe next week is what I'm thinking for timing. But I think the counter trend could be coming. So Sava, like I said here, so we had this three-wave move and we failed, obviously, here, and we erased divergence. So we may just have a very shallow connector. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. And actually, yeah, looking at it here, it's actually still, this is still wave 2. It's just extending lower. This is what a lot of the growth and meme stock charts are starting to look like, but they're very oversold on the shorter time frame, on the 45-minute cycles. They're oversold. Okay, now this one isn't. Let's see, kind of is getting there. So it's not just going to go to zero. So it's definitely due a relief rally of some kind, well overdue. That relief rally could turn into a wave 3, or it could bounce and fail, but we just don't know. But I think it's due at any moment, a relief rally, and then it's either going to do this, or it's going to find the low, one or the other, and we just don't know. But I do believe, looking at the shorter time frames, and here you have massive bullish divergence, so this is some kind of wave 5 here. Okay, right, 5, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a tight ABC here, correction that could be finished today, something like that. So good luck. Serve is close to the buy area we had here. So looking at this structure, we need to be careful. Go to the higher time frame, or maybe the 45-minute. So this is the connector wave. So let's see here. So looking at this real quick, it's clearly 3 down here. 3 up, 5 down, connector, 5 down. So it looks like it needs just one more push lower to finish this cycle. Like that. So that's it. That's it. So it's close. It's almost there. All right, BTDR. As long as you're above 605, it is okay. You have bullish divergence. This looks like 5 waves down. And this looks like some kind of flat correction. So yeah, this could be finished again at any moment. You see what I'm saying, guys? That's why I'm thinking a relief rally is coming, right? They just technically on the shorter time frames, we need bounces. There's a lot of 15-minute and 45-minute cycles oversold across the market. That should tell you in your brain the market probably is due some kind of relief rally soon on the technology and growth side, on this side of the on this part of the market. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I have this. And the SPY, the same setup essentially. You know? So just something to keep in mind as you're trading. All right, Rolton Cheese, let's go to your questions. ZBRA, Zebra Technologies. So obviously you're correct at the grand super cycle, but you broke the low there, so you're just in a big connector wave that looks like some kind of 5-wave move down here. 1, 2. And then so you had no divergence. And that's just 3 waves. So it's only moving in 3. So because of that, we'll label this as a WXY. And then an ABC impulse. So your first cycle ended here. Right there. I gotta label it more bullish like this. So that's how I would label it right now. As long as you're above $300, it could move out of this. It actually looks like this C leg is probably going higher, much higher. But it should fail and actually come all the way back down and break these lows later. So I wouldn't fall in love with it. But is it a good trade? Yeah, it looks like a good trade here. All right, some number stocks. Let's see, 6753, Sharp Corporation. Not looking good. Very bearish. And this is a descendant triangle pattern that almost always breaks bearish. So this looks like some kind of go to zero chart. But 1, 2, 3 connector, 1, 2, 3, and then you're in some triangle. Right? So yeah, it looks really ugly. It looks really ugly. But you could still get a counter trend rally here. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, something like this. It could have ended here, could still go higher. Theoretically could even go higher than that, but that's what I'd be looking for. I really think it's in a lot of trouble. All right, next is 6723. Bullish divergence off that low, but it's not a lot of data. So there's not enough chart data to properly analyze it, but this is like some impulse down. So again, this could be a connector wave that actually finished here. This could easily be an ABC and do that. So this is only in 3 waves. So I think you have to assume it's bearish given how this first leg looks. And then this is finished and it's starting its journey lower in C. So if that's the case, it's going to need to do some kind of impulse down like that. All right, TSEM. Tower Semiconductor. Looks like a big flat pattern that corrected here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, no divergence. So it's a perfect low. So it's trying to build off this low. 1, 2, there's your 3, there's your bearish divergence 5, and you reset the cycle here. So this looks like to me a 1, 2, ready to go. Interesting. This could be a really good trade opportunity. Thanks for bringing this to our members. We'll keep an eye on that. If we can break this high at 50 bucks, it could really take off here. And it's got the semiconductor theme. So really good possibility that this has a breakout coming. I'm not sure what's so special about these guys, but you probably know. I've never heard of them. I never heard of them, but this looks pretty good to me for a setup. I mean, it used to trade at $400 back in the day, the dot-com era. I don't know. Good setup. Good setup here. Take the high out, then you got kind of the green light, but still. It's good. This one's a good one. Okay, CH, let's go to Roblox and BNTX. Roblox. Looks like we called that 2 perfect and we're in 3. Looks like it's playing out just like we want it. Just grinding higher. Should just keep grinding higher. But of course, nothing goes straight up. So don't get mad if it doesn't go straight up and it pulls back, because that's what these things do. And it looks like, oh, you erased divergence there. So that's interesting. So maybe that 5 is done here, and you have a 3 a 4 and a 5 coming, something like this. Again, this is conservative view. It can always just keep extending. I'm just showing a conservative view. And then it could come out, but it doesn't have to do that. It could just keep pushing. I just think it's more upside. As long as you're above 35.26, it should just continue higher. Maybe in a new bull market for this stock for some reason. Again, I don't know why it's bullish. I haven't heard much about it on the news. Maybe they've got something going on that nobody's really noticed yet. All right, BNTX, biotech, BioNTech. Oh, that's the BioNTech. Okay. I'm surprised I don't get asked about this given how popular it was during COVID. Obviously, some grand super cycle blow off here, and so we're in the area, the buy area, the accumulation area that I usually like to, target, but we're still going lower. Looks like you have some kind of 5-wave move down, a connector, and another 5, and another connector, and an impulse. So this looks like a big 5-wave decline off the peak. This should be coming to an end. Yeah, see, it should be coming to an end, and then you should get a pretty good relief rally, but that should fail. That relief rally should fail at some point. We don't know how big it's going to be, but it should fail. Could be this big, could be that big, could be this shallow. We don't know, but it's due a relief rally. It's due a relief rally. Okay, good luck on that. Maybe you could watch this kind of like wedge breakout here. That's what it looks like to me. Look at that tight wedge here. So if you're like a trader, this could be a good trade opportunity. That could be emerging. It's interesting. I don't get asked about this very often. Like not really at all, actually. I'm surprised. All right, Apuva. Appreciate the super chat, man. The Nifty 50, how is that doing? Nifty 50. I haven't looked at that in a while. Again, that's one that's not asked a lot. Let's see, and this is an old chart. So we didn't get that really deep 4. We didn't get that double correction for the buy setup. So the 4 looks like it's done here. And we're in this 5th wave before we get another decline. So this 5th wave looks incomplete, right? This looks incomplete to me. It only looks like 3. We need a 4 and a 5. Now, we have to watch out. Since we didn't come down here, we have to watch out we don't get this kind of game. Again, the game the market maker likes to play, the flat. And we get that. So watch out for that. But if we get that, I'll put the buy area set up. Like I wouldn't want to trade it here, or I would be just sidelines. You would want to buy it at 23,591. If it does this. If it doesn't do that, this box is not relevant. And it's just going to do something like this and finish, and then a big sell-off. That should find support somewhere in this area for more upside later. Sensex. Okay, let's see here. Sensex BSE. So again, look guys, just look at this chart for a minute, and this is what most of the indices look like. I mean, how much more can it go, right? Again, this is the way my grade school kids chart stocks. They do this. They draw these sticks, and it's like very simple to do. And when they go vertical, it's time to sell. You don't have to, doesn't take a lot of thought, right? I mean, you're almost vertical. It isn't going to do this. And if it does this, there's not enough energy to keep it going. So it's on the verge, without even doing any charts, it's on the verge of more than likely a meltdown soon, a massive meltdown on the back half of this. So where are we technically? So we have a lot of years. We're going to have to go to the quarterly and look. So a couple things going on in the quarterly time frame. All your peak RSI is early. It's not here. So what does that mean? Well, it means when we pull back, it won't be a catastrophe more than likely. But will it pull back? Yeah, probably will. Will it be a catastrophe? I don't think so. So I think the count is a little different than, so you'd have some kind of like, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, maybe I put 5 here and there. And you have this big pullback. You come up. Now, this would look like a 3, 4, but this is too deep for a 4. This correction is just too deep and intense. So it's probably another 1, 2. And then you have a nice, beautiful impulse here, right? So now can you put the 3 there? But you see this peak is below that peak, so you really can't. So it's another 1, 2. So can we put the 3 there? There, and you see this peak is below. Nope, can't do that either. Can't do that either. So you see what's happening here. Another 1, 2. Now, are we in danger of wave 3 ending? This wave 3? Nope, because we haven't taken out these peaks yet. So what this tells me is this cycle will be another 1, 2. So this has to correct this leg on probably the weekly time frame, this weekly time frame. So this weekly cycle needs to correct, but that will also be supported. So this is a very bullish instrument that still hasn't, you know, I guess it's still going to go more vertical. It's going to go even more crazy. It's going to get more insane. If that's hard, you know, it's hard to believe. And as you can see, you're in 5. You're in 5 of this push off this low here, 5. So this is going to end soon. But it looks like more upside still is coming. You know, tough. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4. I could label it here finished in a flat and it's just going to crash. So I think it could end at any moment. I don't think that's 3. I think it's another 1, 2, another 1, 2. It'll be more even. It'll be a bigger vertical, So this is coming. You do have a big pullback coming. This is coming, which makes sense because world markets are going to pull back. So what is this indice? Senix? What is that? I should know that, but I don't, because it's pretty bullish. Let's see here. Is it like is a cap weighted index and Bombay Stock Exchange 30 well company. So was it like an SPY of India or something? Again, guys, India is the most bullish market of all the markets. Like, it's the most bullish. Like, if the markets are going to crash in September or October and this will happen, you want to have probably India on your shopping list. I'm just saying, because for whatever reason, when I look at all these indices, India has the biggest like opportunity still ahead of it. It just does, as you can see. So it's going to get even more insane soon. Okay. Natural gas, I think, is something you need to be careful in, but I don't, like I said, I'm not an expert in natural gas. I typically don't trade it, but all I do is I do understand the market correlation. So oil, if oil does what I have it going down here, down to this $50 area, natural gas should go much lower, probably below $1. Right now, this pattern could be a couple things. We could still be in this wave two. That's probably what it looks like to me, actually. Again, we're still in this kind of wave two. So this looks like it's doing something like this, like a connector. That's what I'm looking at, something like that. And then when this pattern breaks down, big downside, probably to $1 or even lower. All right, William, First Solar. If oil's going down like that, I don't like trading First Solar or any of the green stocks. I would avoid those. And let's take a look at First Solar, how it's doing. So First Solar hit our short area and it got rejected. So yeah, First Solar may be starting its journey into the abyss. That's all she wrote. So I think, like I said, I wish I had better news for investors, but unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna work out because of energy. As energy gets cheaper, people don't buy solar, especially in recessions. So I'll be looking for the C leg. We could probably try to get a target now that we have a pivot here. So I'll try to give a target. Like a 141 would be the buy area, somewhere in this area here. So I believe we're starting our journey lower. That should take a couple months to get down there, is what I'm thinking. Now, if we could take this high out, we still haven't got that bearish confirmation. So if we take this high out, it's just we're still in B and it's still extending a little bit more. But I'm still looking for this reversal. Even if we get one more push higher, I would still be looking for this reversal. But we don't really have that confirmation yet. We need a little more sell and follow through tomorrow or the next couple days to get that confirmation of a reversal. Okay, good luck. Johnny, MLGO. Let's see how that one's doing. I thought we've done that, yeah. So, let's chart it out here. Still in C. So this was a 1-2. So we need a 3-4-5. So obviously more downside is coming. But this 3 should be ending soon. We get a 4 and a 5, something like that. That's what I'd be looking for. A bounce and a failure. And I mean, there is a chance that this is the 4 here. So we just don't know. Because you do have that reversal here. Look at the higher time frames. Let's see how they look. Daily cycle. Yeah, it's just too hard to read it. So I think you're just gonna have to kind of go with it, and if you're trying to time this, you could try to time it here, like right here, right now, or you may get a bounce and another failure. So it's just hard to say, or you could just wait for the trend line to break. This trend line here, you see that trend line I just drew? When that breaks, then obviously the correction's over, and then the counter trend move is going to start. Hollow broke that one pivot, and I said multiple times on my channel, if that broke, it's not worth buying anymore. It's going to go all the way back, whole round trip it. So that's where it's going. That's where it's going, and you know, I don't make the market. I can't control the market. It's just what it is. So we had that pivot here, and it broke. And so you should have stopped out, and then it's just going to, like I said, because you only have three, we never made that 5-wave push. So I would expect more this low to be tested and even broken, as this was just a corrective relief rally. And sadly, it corrected the whole thing. Now, this does seem to be a little too quick and not high enough. So my guess what's going to play out is you're going to get something like this, maybe break that low, and then another rip higher. That's what I'm think you're going to get. That's what I think is going to happen. You're going to come down, break these lows, and then do a hard reversal out to finish it. That's my guess of what's going to play out here. But you'll have to do what's best for you. All right, Katera. Let's see, Katera. Looks like it's about to bottom at any minute. ABC, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 1, 2. So I wouldn't say any minute, but it's got to finish 5 waves from this peak. 1, 2, and that looks like another 1, 2 here. 3, 4, 5. So you got to play this out a little more, and then it will end. But it's not ready yet. But it's close. All right, PLL. Let's go to that one. Like I said, don't like trading it. I said watch for that counter trend. We got it. Now it's starting to break down. So it's just going to keep. So as long as we're below 953, I would expect it to go lower and perhaps substantially lower. This is a very bearish setup. I would not want to buy the dip in this anymore. The chart does not look good to me. Why is lithium so bearish? Well, maybe because oil's about to be 40 bucks a barrel and no one's going to need EVs anymore for a while. No, I mean, think about it. How many people are going to buy EVs? One, in the recession, they have no job, unemployment's high, and oil's $45 a barrel. That shit ain't going to be selling. Lithium ain't going to be selling. Tesla won't be selling car. Then nothing's going to be working. Solar won't be selling solar panels. Fuel cells, not selling. Plug power, toast. That's what's coming. I'm a weatherman forecasting the weather. I see a hurricane coming for those sectors. I'm telling you, a category 4 or 5 hurricane is coming. Okay? So don't be thinking you're going to like, oh, I'm just going to buy this and hold, like, this could be a big storm coming. So that's what I see coming. And nothing has changed my mind yet that won't happen. Oil got close, but it's breaking down again. Once oil gives it up, it's it. It's over. I don't see lithium running because lithium's an EV play. That's what it is. If it goes into those batteries, if those EVs aren't selling, lithium ain't selling. That's what just happened. That's what this chart is telling to me. It's speaking that to me when I see it. Okay? I just want to make sure I'm clear on where I think these sectors are going, because I'm seeing online a lot of people think it's good buys. I have people texting me, I want to buy this lithium stuff. Lithium was the trade of 2021 and you missed it. That move is over because everything moved. Oil went to $128, right? There were no cars to buy, so people bought anything they could buy. This is a different environment we're going into. It's recessionary. It's very different. Now, maybe coming out of it, things will be different. But I think we're going into a pretty bad storm in these sectors. That's all I want to say on that. All right, Eddie. GROY. Let's take a look. GROY, gold royalty, probably some kind of miner, I would imagine. Like, got a double bottom here, but that looks like 5 down, 5 up. Real confusing pattern. This is going to be really hard to chart because of the way it bottomed here. We don't have a clear direction. We did have a big connector here. So this is a very important low, and we actually made 5 off the low, but when we pull, it looks like, now maybe we didn't pull 5 down. So I'm going to label it bullish for now, but just know that this low at 118 has to hold, or this is negated. So it's something like this. And if that low holds, we're coming out. And it's going to reverse out of this pattern. This looks like, you know, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So it actually looks like an impulse down, and that looks like a flat pattern. There. Something like that. So that's what you're hoping for. Good luck on that. Cirrus. We had this buy area. We're trying to patiently wait for it, and it looks like it's close to giving it up. So we have the buy at 211. So we got to be patient. All right. Oh, that's was that Fastly or something like that. I have to find it here. I may have dropped off on my thing. Yeah, dropped off. All right, so this chart's playing out. Our buy area is 359, and we're still getting down there, and we may actually blow through that because we're running out of room. So it's still got some more downside to play out in this bigger pattern. And this is just an impulse. So if the company can still be in existence, it should have a relief rally, but it will probably fail. So it's something about this company is very unhealthy. It's a very unhealthy company. It's almost looking like it's destined for some kind of bankruptcy or leaving the market, you know, stock market altogether. It looks like a go to zero chart for me. I wouldn't bother trading it. I wouldn't bother. It had its day in the sun, the COVID era, and then it just didn't know what to do with all the money they had, and that's it. It doesn't look good. All right, Nvidia. So gave a quick update earlier. I'll go back through it real quick and just tell you my take again. Nvidia is going to be really erratic tomorrow. It's not going to be just a straight shot down. I think that's the worst thing to assume. If we look at the extended hours action, remember you asked that question last night. I think you were the one that asked it. We got the move down. It's in the buy area for this pump now, this counter trend pump. So that's why I said you have calls and puts. So you have your puts, you had your puts, they paid out, you close them. Now your calls are going to pay out, you close them. But the people that are just going to hold, they're going to lose everything because nothing's going to work. So I think that's how it's going to be like that. So I'm expecting this tomorrow. That's what I'm expecting. And if you're really, want to go to the casino and you really have your heart set at trading this, then you want to go long on open or after hour, pre-market. You want to go long, but I bet it'll be too late. I bet you needed to go long after hours today. But what do I know? This is what I think is going to happen, and then we'll pump. Everyone will be so happy, and then, oh no. So I don't know what's going to cause that. Now, of course, why isn't it just this, right? Because I have it ultimately get into $80. Because look at this top. It's just so erratic. You broke this high here. You broke this high here. This is almost always a shape of a connector wave, an X wave, a B wave. It's never the shape of a start of an impulse down. Impulses do not look like that. So it just doesn't have the look of an impulse. So it looks like, that's why it looks like this to me. That's why I think this is going to happen in Nvidia. So we had to move down after hours. It went a little bit lower than I thought it would. I thought I'd find support at 119.18. Okay, so it hit 115. Big deal. It went down. Now I'm looking for the reversal. And then at some point, and I don't know when, maybe around 137, 138, and if you're lucky, 140, that's the reversal point. Boom. And this is a market-wide meltdown, whatever this is. Probably not specific to Nvidia, something else. It's got to be something else. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll see if this happens. But this is the same thing I told you last night. So far, the first part's played out. Let's see if the second part plays out tomorrow. All right, UVIX. UVIX had a breakout today, and so we want to buy that on pullbacks. We want to buy that on pullbacks. So we're hoping, this is a very conservative view of UVIX. This is very conservative. It could go much higher than this. But it should give you a nice three-wave move. Okay, so we've had the Y wave here. So we're in this A. The A should be over. Either it ended here or it's ending up here. But it's probably ended here. And what I'm thinking, what this is going to be another flat connector where it does something like this, like this, like this. So if it does this tomorrow, again, we rally tomorrow for whatever reason, the UVIX is a buy generally where I'm circling my cursor. I'll just kind of draw a box here, somewhere around this area. And as long as you're above 413, that's where you want it. If this is the only setup I can see in it. If it is just finished here, there's no setup, and then tomorrow it's just market's gonna crash tomorrow. But it doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem likely. All right. So that's the UVIX. All right, Victoria, let's go to a couple of these. REI UN. Okay. Let's see. Just looking at it, yeah, I would label it this way. And then that looks like 5 up there. And now you're pulling back. So the question is this correction over? And it could be right there at that low. So I would put the 2 there. As long as you're above 1539, it could see the power of wave 3. That's what it looks like to me. Now, it could always double correct in this too. So it could always bounce and fail, and there's just no way to know that. But it looks like above this 1558, more upside is coming. Tesla, like I said, it's been short. Like I get asked Tesla every night, and every night I say short, short, short. So it's just been playing out. But now this is to extend it. It needs to correct. Look at that extended fifth. Just like in a bull market, extended fifths. So watch for the counter trend rally, guys. Watch for the counter trend rally. Watch for this. You know, something like that. As long as there's bullish divergence here, this is at risk of having a big counter trend rally at any moment. But that should fail. That should fail for more downside. So that's what I'd be looking for. Counter trend rally at any moment, unless we can erase divergence here at this shorter time frame. If we can't, then you get this counter trend rally. All right. CELH, what I think needs one more low before it hits the buy area that we have. So we should have one more low here come in. I was playing around with the labeling the other day. So yeah, something like that. So that's what I'd be looking for. 34 bucks, 32, low 30s. As long as, again, you have bullish divergence on the shorter time frame, 4-hour, 45-minute, then that's where you'll have to start to buy. You'll have to just like close your eyes and start buying it if you believe in this company. If you erase divergence, the setup's lost. All right, Joshua, AMD obviously needs more downside. It was been pretty weak. It looks like it started its journey lower in this third wave. We're looking to buy it at 102, 100, possibly even lower. It looks like it's already turning down. That one's easy. PayPal. PayPal's in the short area, and it looks like it's finally succumbing to the selling pressure here, like we want it, and it's starting to turn lower. In this next leg lower, should drop all the way to 53. DHI, that's some transport, isn't it, or something? Or industrial, housing, that's right, housing. All right, that is in that's in a danger area. It's going to turn at any moment. It's in a danger area any moment. It's over, game over. When? I can't predict the future, but at some moment, it's going to turn. That's it on that one. Thomas, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, just a week, and then I'll be back, week or so. So you guys are going to have to figure this thing out. But by Twitter, I'll be active, and I'll try to answer what I can do. But we'll see what next week brings. Every week is different in the market. We never know what to expect. But I think next week's September, right? They've talked up September, like it's the most horrible month. I've never seen September talk so, negatively on TV than this year. So it makes me think September won't be as horrible. This should end at any moment. And in fact, it may have already ended. We may have just seen because we took this high out. You see that? So yeah, I think this has started a new bullish sequence. Good luck on that. That's an easy one. Because now that we broke that high, that's the kind of confirmation I'm looking for. I like that. So as long as you're above 42.88, I would expect more upside. All right. Dale, let's see. Looking for your question, Dale. And I don't see it. If I see it pop up, I will answer it. Bama. GDX, if gold's pushing higher, the GDX is probably pushing higher. Remember, there was two situations with the GDX. It either was going to take that final swing lower or keep going. I think it's going to keep going because silver made 5 waves up. And also gold looks like it needs more upside. So I think I don't think you're going to get a pullback in either of those anymore. I think I still have this chart, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think you could put the 2 here, and you could just call this as a 1-2. It's extending out. So I would say this is a buyable move, and the buy actually could have been today. Today could have been the buy on this little dip here. Yep, today was a dip buy opportunity. There. So it just changed because silver changed it up. So we don't expect that bigger move down because silver has to hit 35. So I would expect more upside. And this should actually get some pretty good distance going soon as this pushes out. So the bearish case I think is negated with silver making 5, and really gold also making a push higher, because gold Gold did this, just like I'll mention. As you can see, we did have the peak here, but when you look at this cycle here, it looks like it's incomplete. When you go all the way back here, you have a 1, 2, 3. You really can't put the 3, 4, 5 here. It's just not, it just doesn't look right. So it's really 4. So gold, as you can see, is more upside, but we need to be careful for an extension or acceleration and erasure or divergence. So that's why I'm not bearish on the miners and silver anymore. It changed. The market has now confirmed the bullish case with this fifth wave in silver. The bearish case, I think, is negated. This pullback today could be the dip buy in silver. Now, of course, it could bounce and fail. We just don't know. But I believe is more upside in those sectors. Those are going to be good sectors to be long, maybe while the technology sector gets potentially destroyed. Okay. All right, we got through all the questions, guys. That's super chats. Well, yeah, I have Nvidia back actually to 80. I think Nvidia is going back to 80. And guys, you got to remember, 80 was like $800. This thing used to be at 300, 400. I mean, so we're not talking like that's not a long way away. That's so it's like not. Yeah, it's probably going to 80, 90, definitely. So I'll scan through the comments. Yeah, CrowdStrike, counter trend rally. We called that should fail. And you know, what did it do after hours? You know, maybe you'll get this C leg. Maybe that's it there. I doubt it. So yeah, I'm still looking for something like this, just like I have it there. Okay. My Roku chart isn't up to date. I can't really give you that one yet. Tan lower, end phase is tough. So tan is lower for sure in my charting, but end phase has got to be a really bad situation because it can't afford to break that low. It can't afford to break the low, or it will be in a technical. See, it has to stay above 72.88. If it breaks that low, this is a connector for the whole move. This will be a wipeout. It will take you all the way back down, a full round trip back down to this area. I know it seems unbelievable, but that's what will happen. But until then, I guess you could still have hope. But I wouldn't get too hopeful because this looks like a corrective move. And if that's a corrective move, it looks like it wants to break down. I'll be really careful. You got earnings? Well, when's earnings coming up? Oh, not for a while. So, yeah, I'll just let it play out. See what happens. I think it's very speculative here, and it's going to go against all the other charts I have by going higher. So I just think it seems likely it's going to go lower, but we don't have it yet. So I'll just label it like this. Just kind of scanning through comments. We can look at SMCI since that was a big talk today. You know, there's a big stock that surprised everybody. That's the one thing. So literally, we talked about this yesterday, and we said we're looking for this fifth wave, and I was looking for target the trend line. We nailed the trend line, and we bounced right off of it. Now, this is very clean technically, and this is where I would have expected it. But man, the news is horrible. The news is horrible. So if you buy it, good luck. I mean, you could get lucky. This is the setup, but I think if you break this trend line, you can go much lower. Probably back down to 252, 250 easily. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the live stream, love. I appreciate that. Petrobras, don't like any energy producers while oil is going to go into the shitter, except for the couple that I'm trading like a meme stock, INDO, that type of thing is a little different. IWM I showed earlier, you'll be able to watch that. The Qs I think are going to, I would put your money on the Qs doing counter trend rally and surprising people with upside, and then having that fail next week, and something really bad happens, or maybe on Friday even or something, this is what I think. This is the cues. This is what I think is going to happen tomorrow. You have bullish divergence here. Now, if you erase that divergence, then I don't think this will happen. Then yeah, then the cues could just. But this is the setup, and this would be a great trap for the bears because you get so bearish here, you short in the hole, and then you get your face ripped off here, only to have it fail again. So this is what I think is going to happen. This is why I think Nvidia and Tesla have these counter. I think there's a counter trend bounce coming like this, but that should fail. That's what I think. You know, and then the real sell-off comes. And if this happens, guys, great short setup, massive opportunity because you just have your stops at these peaks there. You close them out here. So that's what I think could happen tomorrow. That's what I think. Or it's the start of this turn. And the first sign that won't happen maybe is the future is accelerating lower. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Let's see, you have 3 down. Let's take a look at the 45. So you see you have that bullish divergence. So you do have a fifth wave here. So it looks like you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 3-wave corrective move. Yeah, I would definitely think you're going to get counter trend. You're going to get a counter trend move. I think you're going to get a counter trend move. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of some kind like this. That's what I'm thinking. So let's see here. So we did take the divergence out, that peak. So let's make sure our 3 is labeled right. Again, we're just going to kind of play this out and see. I don't trade like this. I'm just kind of like giving you some ideas. So there's 1. There's that 3. There's that 4. There's that 5. There's that 3. That 4. That 5. So as you can see, this cycle is almost over. Maybe tonight we'll finish this out a little bit, and then you'll have 1 and then 2. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. All right, good luck with the NASDAQ trader. All right, looks like I've got some more super chats coming in. JPM. All right, let's look at that. Again, major cycles coming to an end, especially in the financials, all of them. So what does that mean? That means it's going to sell off for a little bit. We're in wave 5. Okay, we're in wave 5. Now this is the ideal top right here. But this wave 5, let's see, we should use the 45-minute. That's your 3. There's your divergence. Your 4-hour cycle. Oh yeah, this is about to have a look at that. The 4-hour cycle broke down today. So yeah, this more than likely peaked today, and it's got a big decline ahead of it. A big decline. And Warren Buffett was selling more Bank of America, by the way. So I think this wave 2 was born into existence today. We'll look at today as one of the major peaks in financials in a major cycle top. That's what I think we saw today. So that's what I think looking at the RSI picture. So good luck on trading JPM. All right, Mark, let's go to some of yours. And then I think after that, I'm out of here. Oh, I'll do GME AMC, and then I'm out of here. BOC. Boston, Omaha. Looks like it's in a buy area. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Connector. 1, 2. Yeah, it looks. I don't like the look of that wave because this looks like 5 down totally. So yeah, I mean this is right. So I'm just going to chart what I see. Um, whether it makes fundamental sense, I can't tell you, but it looks like to me it's going to do something like this and bounce and then go down later. Something like that. That's what I think is going to happen just looking at this for now. All right, good luck on that. ATKR. So there's your peak. There's probably your 3, 4 right there. So this is more than likely correct in the whole grand super cycle. Probably put the 5 there in some kind of flat correction. So it's close. It's probably close to the bottom here. And then it could see a relief rally, which could fail, or it could be the low. We just don't know. Something like that. Okay, BWXT. So this took the divergence out. So this is like your 3 of 3 right there. Yes, we'll just label it like this. Something like this. So more upside. It looks like it's in some kind of wave 4 here. That looks like that's the low. That looks like 5 up. We didn't break the high, so I would expect a little more upside in this 5th wave, and then another big drop. But as you can see, this is going to get really sideways and very choppy as the 4s and 5s play out. And it's just going to, but each of these 4s are buyable dips. All right, SJ. Here you haven't seen the wave 3 yet. It looks like you have the 1, 2, like a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. Hold on. Yeah. So that's definitely the wave 3 of this wave. So this is probably the 3, the 4, and the 5 here. But more than likely that will form another 1, 2. So it's got a big correction coming. Maybe one more high, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, one more high, and then a big drop. But then it should continue higher. All right. All right, Howard, Mullen. We used to get asked about this a lot, I think, and I kept saying to short it, but people got super angry, and I'm not sure why, and it actually just kept going lower. So I'm like, don't people want to make money or just want me to say what's not going to happen? So I actually hated charting this because people used to get angry, but let's look at it again. Again, this is one you just have to trade what swing you're on, and then just go with it. Okay. So this is our low. So we're off this low. It looks like there's 5 up here, and then you have pullback, and another swing. So this looks like 3 swings up. Well, let's take a look. These are 5. So it's actually making a connector here. So this is interesting. I'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for that. That's what I'll be looking for. Something like this. Yeah, it could already be finished. So yeah, I guess this could be ready for I think, like I said, I think a lot of these meme type stocks and growth stocks are ready for pumps. AMC, GME, that type of thing. So yeah, I think it's going to do something like this, and you'll get another move higher. That's what I think is going to happen. When can it end? It could still grind lower, but at some point it's going to end and do that. Okay. TN XP. Again, you can't really chart this because it's just been basically zero, go to zero stock. But we could try to do our best looking at the wave structure here. Looks like here so that's a major cycle peak right there, and we're growing lower, and we broke the lows. So more than likely there's more downside coming in this. And then you have like an ABC here. So now again, you have to have an impulse down. And it's just extending, it just keeps extending out. And then at some point that will end, and then you should get another big pump. You should. You want to erase divergence. You kind of done that here. You probably want to take more of that. So you probably want to go deeper with the correction. And in fact, I have it labeled not right here. It looks like it's another 1, 2. That's why it hasn't gone deep enough. So it's going deeper down. So it's got to play out more. But eventually, yeah, it'll find the low. When all these swings play out, it'll find the bottom. All right, NDRA. Endra Life Science. What happened here? Did it like, must have like reverse split or something on us. We'll have to do our chart all over again. So this is obviously you can't really chart, again, you can't chart these, uh, so you don't have like that edge like you do on a lot of the other stocks, but we could do our best and try. So it is in buy area here where it could bounce against, you know, 0. And then typically what you want to see is this is some kind of ABC, so we want to see a 3-wave move down. Here looks like we're close. You have 1, 2, 3. We have to go to the shorter time frame. Yeah, there's your connector wave. 1, 2, 3. And then down. There's your connector. Well, let's just look at that one more time. Yeah, you want to take this out here. So you'd probably have a little more downside. You want to take that out. And it looks like to me connector is here. Connector. So I'd be looking for more downside. More downside. So yeah, it's gonna have to push lower. I would want to see it take this peak out altogether, and but then on the shorter time frame, see a little bit of bullish divergence, but that's too much. So it's going to be hard to time the low, but it's obviously it's getting closer to the bottom than further away. All right, good luck on that. If you get lucky, what I'd like to see is one big drop and then consolidation, and then I may be tempted, if you want to play the lottery, you could try to buy it. FFEI. And that is not in TradingView, so we can't do that one. So just make sure it's not a typo. Howard, and I'll go in it. Okay, XRP. So XRP, we need to just kind of understand, you know, Bitcoin's going to go to 42,000. What I was hoping for is XRP to get more space to the upside before the big pullback in Bitcoin. Again, so that's what I'm hoping for, is this C leg. And then when Bitcoin makes a big pullback, we're up here and we get this X here. That's what the idea is. So again, there's no change. As long as we're above this pivot here at 55.1, it should push out of this. That's what I'm hoping for. If not, it negates this count, and then we're back in X, like I mentioned, which could still go down to 53, but we could even see a dump down to 48. So, but whatever happens here, it's just people trying to get you to leave your position so you don't get this breakout. But this isn't going to break out. This pattern almost always breaks out. Not all the time, but almost always, because where did we see this pattern before? Doesn't this look familiar right here in Bitcoin, guys? The same pattern. It breaks out. It's always a trade. Now, that we can't predict that, but we can predict the breakout. So I do think that pattern is going to break out. And then whatever happens after that, we have to just see what happens. One Assure RCL. Let's see. How is that doing? It could be a good idea. Could be a good idea to do that. We need to see what the count looks like right now. This is wave 5. So what we don't know is it a connector wave? Are we still in 4 or not? So we don't know. We don't know. Could it make one more little high here? It's possible. See, the short is higher. My guess is it's going to do just like I have it here. I think I wouldn't short it here. I think it's going to make a new high and then top out and then pull back. I don't really see a good short setup here, but you have to do what's best for you. Good luck on that. I don't like energy producers. Oxy is not something I'm a fan of because the energy producers, I worry about oil. Because if oil does what I have here, down to 56, 54, all those energy producers should also follow suit. You know, Oxy, just to show you guys, Oxy guys, the buy area in Oxy has been $49, and we've been patient for about, I would say, almost a full calendar year. A full calendar year. So we're waiting patiently. This looks like CLSK's chart, right? And eventually, what happened? Boom. So we just got to be patient. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it right around here if you guys want to buy it. All right, I got another question. CZR. Let's see, CZR. Caesars. All right, looks like that wave 2 is in. Could be a good bearish setup here in a 1-2, 1-2 setup. Okay, could be ready for that 3 down. Now, this wave 2 is shallow, so you got to watch the game. You know, the tricky market makers pull it up and then crash it. We just don't know. And unfortunately, I can't predict the future, but I do believe somewhere here it'll be down here later. But how it gets there is anyone's guess. Okay, let's go to, yeah, AMC and GME. And Shane, I'll go to AMC real quick. AMC. All right, AMC. GME. They're really beating it down, but the shorter time frames, guys, are way oversold. It's going to bounce soon. And then that will really define what happens with this. So AMC decided to take the flat correction. And I mentioned that could happen. And the buy area is now 468, and we're, you know, maybe we missed it by a few pennies today, or we're close. So that's what I'd be looking for the turn now. Again, pretty oversold. How's the 4-hour look? Even the 4 hours oversold. Now the 15-minute took a pretty big relief rally. I don't know. That's a big RSI reset. They really sold into that. So again, I think the short sellers are kind of like desperate. They're like, think about it. They're trying to drive this lower. It's just, you know, the structure is holding up so far. Now, once the structure breaks down, it could get ugly. But right now, the structure is holding. So it could still see more downside tomorrow in this area, but that's what I'd be looking for. But as long as we're above this low here at 414, the bulls are actually in control of the market still. So, and then GME real quick is kind of the same story. As long as we're above 1757, the bulls are in control of the market. Okay. I think I have the after hours data on. That's right. That's why my charts don't look right. So yeah, so you could. I don't usually use the after hours, but 1875 above 1875, you're good. AMC above 442. That's what I'd like to see. Okay. And there we go. So it's an important. I'm not going to lie, important moment. A little bullish divergence, so we definitely have a big impulse down here. But on the 4-hour, a massive RSI reset. Almost here. You saw what happened after that. So we'll just see where it goes. We just have to wait and see what happens here. But I do sense is a lot of desperation pushing it down. But it's pretty oversold. It's pretty oversold. All right, I think I got through every questions. URA, because I have the chart, I'll just show you real quick. URA, Uranium, I think, was a dip buy today. Almost hit the area 20 by a few pennies. It could be done. Maybe you'll get another little dip tomorrow, but this is the dip area. It looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Peaked here and it's pulled back in 3. Very classic impulse correction, and hopefully we'll get more upside out of it. All right, guys, that's all I've got today. Good luck trading tomorrow, and I'll do one more live stream tomorrow night, and then no more live stream while I'm moving, and then I'll just be on Twitter talking